Всім привіт! Today we're going to be discussing how to apply a tourniquet when you don't have one. We're going to learn how to improvise when you don't have a tourniquet using improvised alternatives for a tourniquet. So, you don't have one of these, out the window. However, you do have a shirt on, you do have pants or shorts on. So in the very worst case scenario, you can take some scissors, a knife, your teeth, and you can start cutting strips of your clothing so that you can make improvised tourniquet. Now, I will be using a triangular bandage as an alternative method, okay? Or a cravat. It's called a triangular bandage simply because it looks like a triangle, okay? And these are really cheap, like 45 hryvnias a piece. Very cheap online, or rozetka or whatever. You can just buy a few of these for you, have it around in your house, throw one in your pocket when you're going motorcycle riding, or anything if you don't have a tourniquet. Okay, so there are many ways to improvise, right? In the American Army and in Ukraine, we have a saying that says, overcome and adapt. When you get your improvised tourniquet, you need to make sure that it's about yay thick, okay? Any smaller or thinner would be a little dangerous. It can create tissue damages, okay? You see that your wound is here, okay? You have time to assess the wound. You see that this is the only wound on your leg as you're checking the rest of your leg, right? I have seen that there are no more injuries on the leg. I had time to assess the wound. Simply just put it underneath my knee, right? Because I have time to assess the wound and the limb, I can use the 4-finger method or the 7 to 10 centimeter method. So here's the wound. I put 4 fingers over the wound and it lands on the joint. Remember our 2 rules. It never goes on the neck and it never goes on a joint. Anytime it lands, your measurement lands on a joint, simply put the tourniquet a few centimeters above the joint, above the knee. And I'm just going to tie it one time, just like this, okay? Now, this alone will not stop bleeding. Especially massive bleeding. So you need to have an improvised turnstile, something that turns and twists and makes it tighter. So if you're in the kitchen, you can use a spoon, a fork. You can even use one of these things. If you don't have anything else, you could use a pen, but be aware that pens can be flimsy. Remember, if you don't have time to assess the wound and you have multiple wounds on your leg, go ahead and put it high and tight right near your groin area. So after that, you go ahead and put that right over where you tied it once, okay? Then go ahead and tie it one more time so that the turnstile does not move. At this point, you're going to want to lift the spoon up and start twisting it. The reason you lift it up is because if you don't, it will be pinching the skin. All right, and you don't want that because it's already going to be painful without pinching the skin. So go ahead and turn it as much as you can. Remember that this is improvised tourniquet. It can break easily, so be aware and be feeling the strength of your materials as you're twisting it. Okay, remember, if you break it, just go ahead and restart the process. I finished twisting it. Next, after you twist it, you want to go 1 time, 2 time over one side, 1 time for me, and another time. All right, so you have one wing going down and 1 wing that is up. Then you want to take both of them and put it underneath your knee, just like this. All right, and just tie it. Tie it to the best of your ability. You need to double knot this so it does not come undone. Maybe tie it 2 times, 3 times, whatever is necessary, making sure that windlass, the turnstile, the spoon, does not break free. Because if it breaks free, then all of that pressure that you've created will be released and the bleeding will continue. All right? So remember, if a tourniquet breaks while you're making it, go ahead and create a new one. Remember to lift up the spoon so it doesn't catch the skin as you're twisting it. Remember, it also needs to be about yay thick. All right, shoelaces are not the best option. Belts are not the best option. We'll get into that reasons as to why later. But for this situation, a triangular bandage or a cravat is about 45 hryvnias on rozetka or online. Go ahead and purchase your family a few and teach them how to do this. All right, hope you learned something today.